So question number 5, which of the following is the direction common to -1, 1, 1 and 1, 1? So you have two plane. One plane is something like this, and one plane is also something like this. So it is asking, suppose you have two plane, let's say this is 1 bar 1 1 and one plane is 1 1 1. It is asking which of the given direction is common to both of them. I mean the line of intersection. It is asking this direction or opposite of it, both is okay. This direction is going to be your common direction, which is lying on the both plane -1 1 and 1 1 1. So let's choose x y z. You know that if -1 1 1 is my plane, then the direction perpendicular to this plane is going to be what? If this plane is -1 1 1 1, then what will be the direction perpendicular to this plane?
So -1 1 1.
It will be same only. Suppose you have a plane x y
Yes,
z,
sir.
so its perpendicular will be same only, x y z. Okay. Amrita is saying yeah, correct, Amrita. So if a plane is xyz, its Miller indices is xyz, then a direction normal to this plane is also will be xyz only. So that is what you need to know. Now why the dot product of these two is 0 and dot product of these two is 0? Because this is not a vector. Let me tell you, 1 1 1 in round bracket is not a vector, it is a plane, and there is no dot product of between a scalar and vector. The dot product is possible between two vector only, right? So you need to have two vector, means square bracket, direction, okay, not the plane. So if -1 1 1 is my plane, then what will be its direction? -1 1 1, that is perpendicular. Okay, and if 1 1 1 is my plane, then what will be this direction? Same only, 1 1 1, right? Now you can see that let me write it so that coincide it, so that everyone can understand. Okay, so what will be let me change the color. So what will be the direction of this vector, Miller indices of this vector, if this angle is 90 degree?
1 bar 1 1.
Exactly, 1 bar 1 1. So why am I discussing? Because I want to prove why the dot product between x y z and -1 1 1 is 0, because both are perpendicular. You'll say, how is it possible, sir? X y z in this direction, it is lying on this plane only. How both are perpendicular? So I'm telling, see, this is your x y z. Your -1 1 1 is this, na, perpendicular to this plane only. So see their angle. Is it 90 degree or not?
Yes, sir.
So now you understood why you can -1 1 and x y z, the dot product will be 0, because this
Yes,
the
sir.
-1 1 is exactly perpendicular to this plane, and x y z lying on this plane, so exactly their angle will be 90 degree. That is why the dot product of my line of intersection and the plane on which it is lying, both will be 0. And similar case here also, the same case will be the dot product of x y z and 1 1 1 will be 0 also, because the direction of 1 1 1 is exactly 90 degree. Here let's say this, and see the angle between them, 90 degree. Okay, so talking just straightforward, I just wanted to tell you one thing. If suppose two planes are intersecting, okay, if suppose two planes are intersecting and it is asking the Miller indices of this direction, so by default you can do what? If you know this indices, let's say it is 1 bar 1 1 plane, indices of this plane, and if you know this indices 1 1 1, and it is asking for this common line or intersection, line of intersection x y z, means the direction which is lying on the both plane. So you just do the dot product between them is going to be 0, because when a direction is lying on a plane, when a direction is lying on a plane, let's say this XYZ is lying on a plane, their dot product is going to be 0. Because why? You say, you can tell that, sir, how can a scalar be a dot product with a vector? So this HKL is a plane, but the perpendicular to this HKL is going to be HKL only. Okay, and it is what? It is actually vector. Now see, the perpendicular to this plane, it will be also perpendicular to this vector. Now see, both has the 90 degree. So their dot product is going to be 0 at any cost. If a direction is lying on a plane, their dot product is going to be 0. So since we have two planes and one direction, you can go for the dot product simply. Okay, so if you see this question, it is asking that these two are the plane and which one is the common. So the dot product should be 0, right? So you can do manually. So the dot product means what? First into first plus second into second plus third into third, right? So first into first, minus 1 into 0, 0, plus 1 into 1, 1, and plus 1 into minus 1, that is minus 1. So it is giving what? 0. But is it same for the second plane also? The dot product of 1, 1, 1 should also be 0. So 1 into 1, 1, 1 to 0, 1, 1 bar. So 1 into 0, 0, plus 1 into 1, 1, plus 1 into minus 1, minus 1. It is giving 0. Yeah. So your answer is this only. Now the life has changed, and you should not satisfied with only one option. You have to check for other also, because now it is a day of MSQ. Okay, so you don't need to check actually what is the other direction which is exactly opposite of this direction. Let's say this is XYZ, then what will be this direction? Can anyone tell? The same direction but the same vector but opposite direction.
X bar YZ.
Minus
of XYZ, right? Just multiply by minus. You'll get the opposite vector. Let's say this is let's say this is 1, 1, 1. Okay, then what will be this? The same line minus 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar, right?
1 bar, 1 bar.
Yeah. So if you want to see, this line is actually lying on the both plane. So what? Just multiply by negative. You'll get it's another if it is there. So 0, 1, 1 bar multiply by minus 1. How you are getting 0, 1 bar, 1, right? So that is your third option. So your third option will also be correct. So first and third. So I hope everyone understood. If you have any problem, you didn't understood any point, you can ask freely.
Sir,
complete karte chalo. Yeah.
Sir, I doubt.
Yeah, tell.
Sir, if a plane is there, then its direction perpendicular to that plane is same as that plane.
You can check. Na, let me draw. Let me draw a plane. Wait a minute. Suppose this is your unit cell, right? So what will be Miller indices of this plane? It is the face of cube. I hope you know how to draw Miller indices, how to draw a plane. What is the Miller indices of this plane? Just family you tell.
1, 0, 0.
You need to tell the exact family. Which family is there? This
1, 0, 0.
Exactly, 100 family. Yeah, 100 family. Yeah, 100. So just check my our assumption for cubic crystal is correct or not. Whether this direction is exactly 100, just check. Our family of 100, just check. That is exactly perpendicular to this plane.
Okay, sir, I understood.
It will be 100 only. So a direction perpendicular to a plane. So जो प्लेन का इंडाइसिस होगा वही उसके परपेंडिकुलर डायरेक्शन का भी होगा. दिस इज ट्रू फॉर ओनली क्यूबिक क्रिस्टल. Okay. So I hope you understood. Okay, so the next question is dislocation. So dislocation, having dislocation line, sense vector this, Berger vector this, and then moving in a direction parallel to the Berger vector. Of course, yes. Always remember the dislocation will always move in Berger vector direction. Remember, and Berger in applied stress direction. That is the basic fundamental you should know. Suppose this is your slip plane, and your, let's say your the edge dislocation is here, and you are applying stress in this direction. So this dislocation will move in this direction only. Okay, and if this dislocation is moving in this direction, it means if the slip direction is this, the Berger vector direction will be this also. That is a fundamental. Okay, and in the end, the edge dislocation will come here, and it will create a unit step that is exactly equal to b distance. Okay, so the dislocation always lie on a slip plane, and dislocation moves in a slip direction. Always remember, and that slip direction is fixed for a plane. Like for FCC, the slip plane is the highest dense plane, that is 111, and the slip direction is 110. That is family, remember. So you can have 1 bar 0, 1 bar anything. So it is family, and the slip plane is 111, that is 4, and slip direction is 110, that is 3. So total slip system is 4. And if the dislocation is lying on this 111 slip plane, remember, so it will always move in Berger vector direction or slip direction. So Berger vector direction is exactly the slip direction, remember. So if the amplitude of Berger vector is a by 2 is the factor, and what is the direction of this Berger vector? Slip direction. Because so what is slip direction? What is slip direction? 110. So Berger vector will also be 110. So Berger vector is actually Berger vector will represent the slip direction. Okay, this will represent the slip direction. And the dislocation is going to move in slip direction only. The dislocation will slip, the dislocation will glide, okay, on the on slip plane only. So this is your plane, and this is your direction. So the Berger vector, this is your edge dislocation. This is your edge dislocation. Let me write the symbol here. This is your edge dislocation. Now, what is slip direction? Slip direction is the direction towards which the dislocation will move, and the slip direction is exactly the Berger vector direction. So the dislocation will move in Berger vector. Okay, this is sure. Either it is screw or edge, doesn't matter. It will be. And the applied stress, if the dislocation will move in applied stress only. Suppose you are applying in this direction. Let's say you are applying tau in this direction. So since the Berger vector direction is this, so how much stress will be applied on this dislocation? If dislocation is moving in this direction, and you are applying stress in this direction, so how much stress you are applying on B, on dislocation to move? How much stress is responsible? Yeah, the how much component of tau is there in this direction? Okay, that is tau cos theta. So I wanted to tell you that the dislocation will move only in applied direction. This vector is known as T vector or Xi vector. This vector, okay, the line vector, dislocation line vector. So you can see that in edge dislocation line is exactly perpendicular to the Berger vector, right? For screw it will be parallel, and you can see that if your 111 is your plane, 111 is your plane, and suppose your Xi or T, that is your dislocation line. So you can see that this will be exactly perpendicular. The 111 vector and Xi vector will be perpendicular or not? 111 is not a vector. You have to draw perpendicular, right? So 111 vector is perpendicular to this plane, and xi vector is exactly lying on this plane. So what is the angle between both of them?
90 degree.
90 degree.
90 degree, exactly. Follow the same concept. If a vector is lying on a plane, their dot product will be 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So xi is lying on 1, 1, 1. So their dot product will be 0. That is what you need to understand. So simply the xi dot, the plane, the sleep plane, the vector its vector part, not the round bracket. Don't write round. Okay, round is plane. It is scalar. Is going to be 0 simply because this vector is lying on 1, 1, 1 plane. That's it. So that is the same logic you need to understand here. So this is your xi. Berger vector is this. Okay. This location is moving parallel to Berger vector or applied stress. It is asking what will be the sleep plane on which this dislocation is moving. So it is asking what is x, y, z if you have a dislocation lying on it, and this dislocation has a line vector xi that is 1, 1, 2. You know, so if this is x, y, z, so their dot product will be 0 or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. So which one is x, y, z? Just make the dot product with xi. As simple as that. See which on which option it is giving dot product 0. What is dot product? First into first plus second into second plus third into third. What is first into first? 1 into 1 plus 1 into minus 1 plus 2 into 0. That is your dot product. So 1 into 1, 1 plus 1 into minus 1, minus 1 plus 2 into 0, 0. It is giving 0. Okay, and just check for other also. For 1, 1, 1, it is not going to be 0. For minus 1, 0, yeah, it is going to give you 0. So which one is going to be your answer?
Option A and option C.
Exactly. So option A is 1, 1 bar 0. So there is another same vector. There is another same vector but in opposite direction. What is that same vector? Multiply by minus. Okay. So minus 1, 1, 0. This 2 is going to be your answer. This will you'll understand if you know if a vector is lying on a plane, their dot product is going to be 0. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you explain just simply once more?
A dislocation line and having Berger vector moving in a direction of applied stress on a sleep plane. Of course, this location will move on a sleep plane only, right? So this is your sleep plane, which for which we want to calculate the Miller indices. Let's say x, y, z. Okay, and let's say this is your dislocation line. This is your dislocation. This is your dislocation line having vector xi, that is 1, 1, 2. It is asking x, y, z. How will you calculate? You know, if a vector is lying on a plane, if a vector is lying on a plane, its dot product is going to be 0. So which one is going to be your x, y, z? Just go and do the dot product one by one. You understood what I mean?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Now next go for sixth one. So I think sixth one was the easiest one. So if you have a sphere, doesn't matter any size you are taking, but all sphere of the same size, equal size. Okay, if you want to pack them as closely as possible, so what is the maximum limit, universal limit? After that you must leave certain void. You can't even fill them. Of course छोटे बालू या marbles डाल दो तो भर जाएंगे, but if you are using only of the same marble size, how much maximum packing you can reach, or what is the minimum void you have to leave, वो आपके control में नहीं है. That is, the minimum void space is 26%, or maximum packing you can reach is 74%. Unit cell से मतलब नहीं है. Either you are filling this much space, or this much space. That doesn't matter. वॉल्यूम अगर आप यू आर इंक्रीजिंग मास, यू आर इंक्रीजिंग वॉल्यूम आल्सो। कोई भी स्फीयर कर दो, कोई भी शेप ले लो, डजंट मैटर। उसके बीच का जगह जो है, you have to maximum 26, you cannot minimize this 26%. The minimum 26% you have to give. So the maximum packing you can reach by equal size is 74 only. You can do by either any packing you follow. The closest cubic packing you follow is FCC, and the closest packing you follow, not cubic, is HCP. And both have closest packing, and their packing reaches up to 74% only. So you'll not exceed. The case is equal size. You can will solve some question also where some sphere are you having n size, some sphere are having 0.414 size, and some sphere are having 0.225 size, and then we'll see what is the maximum word space we can get, or what is the maximum packing we can get. So then we can go up to 90 or more than 90%. Okay, this kind of question will solve in advanced level test. Anyway, the 7, when the atoms in solids are separated by their equilibrium distance. Okay, so it is basically the potential energy versus equilibrium distance and force versus equilibrium distance. If you know the plot, you can easily tell the answer. So I don't need to tell actually. If you know the answer, you can tell. So let's say this is my plot. Okay, I am going with the red color for force, because force is always red. So your force is going to be something like this. We have just seen it, right? This slope is called what? The slope is called what?
Elastic modulus, sir.
Exactly. It is actually, the slope is elastic modulus. That is my df by dr. If this is force and this is your r. Okay, so this is my force, where, and when the force will become 0, that distance is called what? Equilibrium distance, right? This is my r naught, or bond length. The energy varies something like this. Yeah, so this is my energy U or E with R. Okay, so this is changing with something like this. The energy will become minimum when R, the interatomic separation is R naught. And how how we are combining this graph, we are combining by taking attractive and repulsive part. So if you want to see the explanation, go and see the YouTube video. Okay, there I've given at least 30 to 35 minutes, but you need to remember this graph only. For gate point of view, you need to remember this graph and the points. These points are important. Okay, when the energy will become minimum, the distance is called equilibrium distance. And you see, the minimum energy coincides with minimum force, that is 0. The force become exactly 0 when R equal to R naught. So you can see that F becomes 0 when R is equal to R naught, and you can see the U become minimum. The minimum energy is called what? Minimum energy between two atoms is called what? The minimum energy between two atoms is called what? Bond energy, right? Bond energy, U naught. So this is my U naught. It is negative. Okay, so this is my minimum bond energy, U naught. This is going to be when R is equal to R naught, U will become U naught, that is minimum. And when R become R naught at equilibrium distance, F is going to be 0. And at equilibrium distance, the bond energy is going to be minimum. So from here, you can say that if your energy, let's say your energy plot, for covalent, I'm talking about covalent energy, not the energy between ionic solids. So let's talk about covalent perspective. So if energy U is, let's say, A by R to the power m plus B by R to the power n, where m is always, m is greater than n or n is greater than m. Can anyone tell? Which one will increase very
Sir,
drastically?
m is always greater than n.
Which one will change
M
drastically?
is
M or n? Remember, in force it is A.R. Rahman.
M will change drastically.
hello.
In force it is A.R. Rahman, and in energy it is Ra. Okay, so this is your repulsive part, this positive section, and this is your attractive part. In force, this is attractive part, and below one is repulsive part. Okay, so you can see that which one is changing drastically? The repulsive part, right? Attractive, repulsive part is changing drastically.
Yes.
So the m should be greater than n, or n should be greater than m? N should be greater than m. Okay, which one is
N
which one
N should be greater than M.
wait, which one is repulsive and which one is attractive? First one is repulsive or second one? Which one is negative energy? Attractive or repulsive? Which one is in negative side? Come on. Attractive, right?
Attractive.
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 This is my negative, right? Negative part. So it is attractive. So attractive. So you know that this the attractive is going to be follow the Coulomb's law. F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. So it is long range. It will slowly change. Okay, but repulsive is going to be drastically change. So this is my positive part, and it is repulsive. So this is going to be drastically change. So n should be greater than m, or m should be greater to change drastically?
N
will be
greater.
डोंट रट्टा हुआ जो बुक से रटे हो बिल्कुल बोलना नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं m चेंज कर सकता हूं. मैं लिख दूंगा यहाँ n, यहाँ लिख दूंगा m. घूमते रह जाओगे. कभी बुक का रटो मत. थिंक हाउ दे हैव गिवन. व्हाई अगर मैं इसको a b लिख दूं तो क्या करोगे? You have to follow the basic idea behind it. Otherwise, you are going to be screwed up in the exam. It is GATE exam. Okay. So I was telling that the repulsive part will drastically change. If you don't know, please go and see the graph. Okay, let me draw it only. See, if you see the force versus interatomic separation. So this is going to be your attractive part. A.R. Rahman. Okay. So upper part should be attractive. So this is your attractive. And this is going to be your drastically changing, na? So this is going to be your, see, very drastically changing. I don't know if you combine, you will get this or not. Yeah, you will get. This is your drastically changing. Which one is drastically changing? Attractive or repulsive?
Repulsive, sir.
Yeah. So the power, repulsive power should be greater, or attractive power should be greater?
Repulsive.
Repulsive.
Repulsive is greater than
Higher the power, higher will be change. The repulsive power will always be greater. Seeing the positive here, you see that the power should be always greater. I mean the repulsive power should be greater. कैसे पहचानेंगे? Drastic change. The repulsive will always drastically change. Okay. See, repulsive is positive. So the positive is repulsive, and repulsive is drastic change. So its power should be always greater. The repulsive part, positive part, the power should always be greater. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So now, the energy is minimum at equilibrium, and the force is 0, right? So see, the potential energy is, so at equilibrium, the potential energy is lowest, and net force is 0. So this two option is going to be correct.